So I'm just going to check some general sizes. This is the S653 from the Land Rover, and basically from this line in the assembly to the end of the Selector is 270 millimeters, and on the S-type gearbox, so put that roughly there, we're getting basically the same. So that's what makes me think the internals are the same. So let's pick up one of these positions here. So from that line to there is about 120. I think this is one of the shift fork pivots. So 120 on the Land Rover. Again from the part, yeah, it's roughly 120. So I think the internals are basically the same construction, S653, no matter what the application. Obviously on the Land Rover, all this casting beyond here is all extra, which we don't really need. The overall gearbox is longer because of all this added on the back, which I think is where it bolts onto the intelligent torque converter, which I've took off and scrapped. Now going from this line here forward into the bell housing, I've measured, again this is a shift fork pivot I think, so get that roughly in the centre. It's about 116, 115, 116. Go over to the S-type box, get that, it's only very rough. Again it's 115, 116, so the shift fork mechanism is basically the same. Another one here, that one we're getting 68. Let's look here. What have we got? Yeah, 68-ish. So I'm pretty convinced from the front of the bell housing to the S653 mechanism is the same. Now, if I go from the front flange backwards, if we just measure to the centre of this hole, it's roughly 105 mil. Just roughly measure this on the S-type box. That hole again is 105. So I think the extra material is actually in the middle here somewhere, and it can actually, I'm trying to spot where it is. It's beyond all this mechanism. It's literally in here somewhere. I think you can see it here. So the concentric slave cylinder sort of feed is here, and that I think it's some sort of location for the shifter is there, and it's offset. It's offset slightly rearwards, but on the S-type gearbox, they're practically on top of each other. Can you see? So that's where the concentric slave, and this is basically on top. So the extra material in the bell housing is literally there, I believe. So the clutch, from the bell housing back, all the clutch is set up the same. It's just this bit is 5 mil longer. Sorry, 10 mil longer here. So all this is the same. From here forwards is the same, and from this way back's the same, and the 10 millimeters is in there. I hope that makes sense. So thinking through, if I do fit the bell housing from the Land Rover on here, basically all this will be 10 millimeter back. So the sensor will be back, that's not an issue. The gearbox mount will be 10 millimeter out of position. The prop shaft need to be 10 millimeter shorter, although might get away with that. And obviously the shift lever will be 10mm backwards. So it's a bit of a balance really. So okay, I get a great shifter position, but then I trade it for 3 problems at this end. Bit of a head scratcher. Anyway, I will be taking this bell housing off at some point to take a look at what's inside here. So just double checking that the gap is between these two features, i.e. the clutch forwards and the gearbox backwards. If I measure this point here to the split in the casing, it's 170mm, near as damn it. And on the S-type box, if I come on there, I don't know if you can see that, it's basically 160. So there's your 10mm. It's literally, there's the 10mm missing from this point to that point here. And it's added here. It's quite difficult to see on the angle, but it's definitely there. I've double checked these measurements here, that's roughly 60. And it's the same on the S-type box. Let me show you. Basically, the pitch to the hole is basically 60 the same. It's very, very subtle, the 10mm. It's 10mm in between these two. It's basically in the middle of the bell housing. So the clutch is standard, the gearbox side is standard, there's just an extra 10mm in the middle.